Welcome back to Arise News Now, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I'm Charles Aniagolu. To business news now, and Nigeria's oil production has risen to 2.2 million barrels a day. That's according to Finance Minister Kemi Adeosun. The boost in output follows a fall in a tax on oil facilities in the Niger Delta. The figure is a significant boost on production in January, which Vice President Yemi Osibanjo at the time revealed was between 1.7 million and 1.8 million barrels a day. Well, our business analyst Bode Oshosomi spoke to Arise News anchor David Glencourse in our London studio about whether we can expect to see peak production in Nigeria.
Well, I think it's certainly going in that direction, and that implies a windfall. 2.2 million barrels per day is quite good. Peak production is 2.5 million barrels per day, so it's only 300,000 away from the budgeted. Well, it's 2.2 was budgeted actually, but 2.5 is peak. And if you consider that the difference between the budgeted price of crude, which was $42.5, when you compare that to what it is now, $56.4 per barrel, you're seeing a difference of about $12, $14 per barrel. So you're easily getting almost $50 million a day windfall from this direction of good production, which I think is a good sign in terms of supply of foreign exchange.
What are the negative issues impacting oil production?
Well, obviously, there are three big things. The funding issues, and the government has done a lot. They suspended or they cancelled the cash call arrangement, which was really a very difficult way of trying to get funds, where the JV partners, joint venture partners, had to be going to government for money, and that has been abolished, and there's a better funding mechanism in place. So they're doing a lot there. Obviously, there is a more business-friendly environment for the oil players. But apart from that, there are major infrastructure investments, so they probably need a lot more to come in. Then the Niger Delta issue, I think that's a big issue, the issue of community unrest and so on. And it seems the vice president, he's a very talented mediator, and he's spent quite a lot of time in the Niger Delta. It seems there could be, we are seeing some of the gains coming out of his efforts.
And we see as well, you and I were discussing this a bit earlier, Aliko Dangote, Africa's richest man. I mean, he has built or is building the largest refinery in Lagos. One of the world's largest refineries, of course, a massive 650,000 barrels a day, he says, coming out of that online by, 2018. That on its own, I mean, he's suggesting that it will satisfy 100% of Nigeria's fuel needs, but he's only one man and that's only one project. But this is quite massive, isn't it?
Yeah, that's another positive development, but a lot needs to be done to shift the emphasis from just relying on crude exports, moving to adding value within the industry with refinery, petrochemicals, moving away from relying on production alone to having more investment, more diversification. I think that Nigeria still has a lot that they can do. Aliko Dangote obviously is a well-known figure, and he's one person, but this should be almost like a culture of attracting foreign investment, diplomacy, where Nigeria has a face, has a blueprint in the international market, not just when you need bonds, because when you want bonds, you go and do your roadshow, but all the time you are constantly interfacing with the markets. So you're not just talking about crude oil production. You have an image, a blueprint in the investment scene, where people can see you, they know you are there, and the windows are there for them to invest. So a lot still has to be done, but I must congratulate the government, especially in the Niger Delta area, because it does seem that we've had some peace there for a while. And even the cash call, cancelling the cash call arrangement was something that should have been done long ago, and this government was bold enough to do it. Well, there are other things that need to be done to make the environment more friendly, so that more investment comes in. A lot of infrastructure, the destruction in the Niger Delta, the pipelines that have been damaged, a lot of money needs to come in to repair them, and a lot of this is foreign investment.
You and I have sat here over a period of days this week talking about how Nigeria, to a certain extent, seems to be powering forward on separate, different fronts. Is it a coincidence that all this is happening while President Buhari is, as it were, absent?
Well, I think what it tells me is that the institutions are there. They may not be as developed as we'd like them to be, but perhaps we haven't had the talent or the people to work them to its full capacity, get the most out of what we have in place. Because if you really look at it, a lot has been done in the absence of the president. And although there are a lot of other things that need to be done, but to go back to 2.2 million barrels per day, if they keep at this and we move on to peak production or to 2.5 or even more, I think it will be a very rosy foreign exchange situation we'll be facing for Nigeria. However, there are many other things that have to be done in Nigeria that may not be moving as well as they should be because the president is not there.
We're heading to a break, but plenty more to come, including sports and entertainment. And of course, follow us through the week as our team in Los Angeles brings you all the glitz and glamour from the Oscars.